All right, let's get into this build here. The first step is to remove all of the existing drywall and studs. I've had various TVs in this space in our master bedroom over the years, starting from a tiny little 65-inch TV way back in the day to most recently an ultra short throw projector. So that was what I was replacing here with the ultimate AWALL MicroLED TV. I got everything removed from the space because I'm going to embed the MicroLED TV about 2 inches into the space. So I cut new 2x4s that I set horizontally here because I not only needed to replace the studs that I removed out of this wall, but I also wanted to have a solid backing for the MicroLED TV to mount against while still trying to make it as flush as possible with the wall here. So I went along and braced everything up. It is not a load-bearing wall, but I still wanted to make sure it was very well supported and secure considering I'm putting such a big TV in here.
Well, I've made quite the mess and haven't even begun to install the MicroLED TV, but I had a lot of old electrical inside of here and I had to shift all these studs. Got a few more I'm putting in there, some cross bracing, but I need to get this first horizontal back brace in here for the panels to be connected to, because I need to see where I can put the horizontal braces for this wall. It's not a load-bearing wall, but I am not taking any chances and I'm making sure that this is very sturdy considering I'm embedding into the wall itself about 2 inches. So, and I did not show you all the electrical. I spent 2 days on electrical, but I didn't show you that because I'm not a licensed electrician. And yeah, if you ever want to do electrical work, probably should hire a professional to do it. Just my advice.
So the first step here, I was assembling the rails. These are going to be the horizontal rails that hold the cabinets. There's 27-inch cabinets that connect all together to create whatever size MicroLED TV that you want to create. In this case, I was setting it up for a 115-inch diagonal MicroLED display, and I just go along and connect each one of the 27-inch cabinets together because then the smaller MicroLED panels will get placed into these cabinets. So these cabinets are really well made. I found them to be super accurate and easy to assemble. And then I was laying them out here on the rails because I wanted to make sure that I set the rails at the proper height because they kind of slot in. Now, the MicroLED display can get mounted in a variety of different ways. This is just the way that I'm setting it up and securing it to my wall in my particular installation. It went in easily with some lag bolts into the 2x4s. They provide you with all the hardware that you need to do the install, and they even provide installation services for you when purchasing them from their website. Dead on level is something that's very important to do, and I didn't make it quite wide enough, so I had to come back with a saw and make that opening a little bit wider, which was a little nerve-wracking considering I was so close to some electrical, but it takes some risks and it pays off. So there I was just again making sure that everything was perfectly level, not only horizontally, but also that plane of that brace being so wide needed to be nice and flat as well. Then I came in and did some dry fitting of those cabinets just to make sure that my measurements were accurate and I was going to be able to slot these cabinets in easily, and proceeded to put the bottom rail in. Now notice how low this setup here goes. I was doing 5 rows and 4 columns, creating that 115-inch diagonal size initially because I had the idea that I would do a 16:9 aspect ratio on the top and then 4 security cameras feeds coming in on the bottom, and you'll see here in a second what happens to that idea. But here I am doing all of the work and connecting everything together. It's just a series of cat cables that get connected into each one of those cabinets, and then power also fed in through the bottom. And I was running all of the components into a closet behind this display here. And this is the fun part, putting in all of those little micro LED panels one by one in there. In this setup here, there is 125 of those that I put in there, but there you can see it all done and it looked amazing. Still need to finish out all the trim work and wall details that I'm going to put in here, but it is up and running, looking good. And then those extra panels there on the bottom, I've got our live security feeds from our property coming in. There's 4 cameras. Keep an eye on our property. I could pull up all my security cameras if I wanted to and play Apple TV, but then I changed my mind. Well, my wife and I more specifically changed our mind, and I decided to remove it entirely and change the size and form factor. After seeing it in the wall there, it just felt a little bit too low to the ground, and bringing those security cameras in on the bottom, my wife felt was going to be a little distracting, so I proceeded to pull off every single one of those panels. But that's the beauty of this kind of display. You have the option to reconfigure the size. Any other situation, I'd have a 115-inch TV that I'd have to either sell or find another space for because it just didn't do well. Nope, not with the AWALL. I could actually remove everything, which yes, was a little bit of a chore, clean it all up, get it ready for a different configuration, but I just put the rails at a different height. Here you're seeing I'm putting a little bit of spacers here because I also realized that it was recessed just a little too far into the wall, so I used some spacers here to bring the TV out just about 1/4 of an inch further into the room because I was trying to go for that overall flush feeling. But as I was saying here, I was raising this TV up a little bit and bringing it into a 108-inch diagonal, which is true 16:9 aspect ratio, because I also wanted to make some space for some sound, because I realized at the end of the day having a sound bar sitting on the floor was not going to look very good and not give good audio quality at all. So I wanted to create some space below the TV that I was going to be able to embed some Solinet's in-wall speakers, and you'll also see here in a second that I'm going to do an in-wall subwoofer. So I reconfigured everything, brought the panels back in and put them back in. So here I've got now 4 rows and 4 columns is what you'll see I'll end up with those cabinets, but got them secured in there, and they just slot in very easily there into those spaces. And you know, when you do this a couple of times, it's pretty straightforward and routine. But I do love that AWALL has full installation services available for you, and they'll set you up within your local area to get it done for you. But this is me just kind of showing you the actual process and how, you know, if you do want to do it yourself, you can certainly do it yourself, because it's just really a matter of going through and securing through Allen keys various screws and connections on those cabinets, and once they're together, they're super strong and super solid. These are aluminum casings that are all connected together. So once I was finally done installing the TV where it was going to live for a long time to come, I got to work on creating that bottom space for the speakers to get it embedded into. Of course, I was careful not to cut into any areas where there was going to be electrical or wiring, and here I am just cutting out my speaker openings. I decided to go with the flush mounted in-wall speakers connected to a receiver because I didn't want to have anything sticking out from this wall when it was done. I wanted to create that true custom built-in video wall feel, and because we have the door coming from the hallway there and the door going into the bathroom, this becomes a walkway, and it just having a big heavy TV on this wall was never something I was happy with. So I love this option now with the AWALL display, gotta stay hydrated, that I can do this embedded TV. It's weird because even before AWALL came out with these displays, I'd always had the dream of having a built-in video wall in this space. So here it is, the nuts and bolts in the inside of it here, and I proceeded to put all of those little displays back in there. I had less of them to do now, but they can be pulled out and put back in very easily and quickly. So this went very quickly. And the beauty is if one of those ever gets damaged, I can easily replace them. Here I'm putting an in-wall subwoofer. I did this to the right of this door, and you'll see that I'm actually gonna end up changing this door out because I had to move it over a little bit to get that TV to fit in there properly. But I cut out the space for an in-wall subwoofer, found a stud that was inconveniently in my way, pulled the wiring through the wall from that back closet from where I have the AV receiver, and fortunately I had leftover speaker wire from my home theater shed build. If you haven't watched that video, I'll link it here. Definitely check that out. I do still love our home theater with a traditional projector, but this is a totally different setup here with this micro LED display. Got that in-wall subwoofer all secured by OSD, and that thing was powerful, man. I gotta tell you, that thing was so powerful. The last step here was I did need to finish that OSB plywood up with some drywall, so I got that cut to match. I did make a custom little trim piece around the TV, as you can see there too, that I spray painted black just to finish out a little detail, and I didn't want to take drywall mud right up against the actual TV itself. Got it all taped off, got it ready for drywall, mud, and paint. Got that all done, got it all textured. and then went and got the trim pieces all stained up because I'm replacing the door to the right of the TV so that it looks just beautifully done and finished and symmetrical when it was done. I was very careful to center this TV and display perfectly from door to door when it was done, because I'm a little OCD like that when it comes to making sure that everything is perfectly level, aligned, even spacing. So I actually moved the doorway over 1.5 inches, and here you can see the H2 external processor that powers all of those displays. There's tons of customization within that. I did again have to do some electrical wiring through the attic to get everything connected up, but once that was done, I could pull the masking tape off, put that trim piece in around the door that I had replaced. And if you guys have never used wax sticks to fill nail holes, it is the best thing since sliced bread. It is the best way to finish off hardwood stained door trim. It's an amazing way to finish off. You'll never see the nail holes. Installing those Solinance in-wall speakers, I did just go with an LCR setup here and the subwoofer. I'll probably later on put some surround sound speakers in, but for now, this does an amazing job of creating equal audio quality with that amazing micro LED display. Got all the speaker grills installed. I did order the paint match for these grills, so I'll spray these later and make sure that they're paint matched to that wall so they'll blend away. But there it is, all installed, perfectly centered between the two door trims. There's so much customization you can do inside of the software of the H2 external processor. You can set up custom setups. You can input multiple feeds, like 8 different feeds into the display. It just looks so beautiful. Now this is a 0.9 pixel pitch, so when you get right up close to it, you might be able to see the individual LEDs, but stand 3 or 4 feet away and it just becomes seamless. And it is the best contrast, color clarity that I've ever experienced in a display.
Well, here it is. All done, all installed, completely embedded into the wall. This is the AWALL MicroLED TV, and it is fantastic. So I've got it fully installed here and embedded. As you can see, I've got the feed where I can actually input some of my security cameras while having the Apple TV coming in here as well. I'm 6'7", so yeah. This is a big, big TV, and I'm super excited about it, to have it here in our master bedroom. Do we need this 108-inch TV in our master bedroom? Technically, yes. Our heads are over there. They're 22 feet away from this wall right here, so having this size of a TV is fantastic. But having it like hanging on the wall and big and massive and obtrusive in the room, not so cool. So the ability to take the AWALL MicroLED display here and have it pretty much flush against the wall here is a game changer in this space, because we walk back and forth through here. So it really is kind of like a video wall in the sense. Now, if you saw before in the early part of the video, I did install 4 additional panels down here on the bottom, and I ended up opting to go with a standard form factor here in this 16:9 aspect ratio, and opted for some embedded speakers here, because that gives me the balance of audio quality and the display, and it really fits this space very well. So that's one of the beauties of an AWALL display, is you can really customize it to the space that you have to put into whatever room or space that you have in your house. This modular nature gives you a lot of flexibility, and you're not just stuck with whatever size the manufacturer decided to create for you. So there you have it, the AWALL MicroLED TV fully installed in here. We're gonna go enjoy some shows now, but you can get more information at awall.me. That's awall.me, and of course I'll put links in the description of the video. What do you guys think? At the price points that you can get these displays now, would you build them into your home?